guys? How you been? I'm sure you remember this thing. So it's been all right, but we got something a little bit better over here. I got the 6,000 pound version of that. So it is 3 times the size. We're not going to spare her any neglect. Oh yeah. Well, that's not too bad, huh? So this one, let's go over the specs real quick. It is 6,000 pounds. It does have a Perkins diesel, and the overall build quality, well, we'll get into that in a second. It's not perfect, but nobody said it would be. But taking a look at the boom over here, if you just want to compare, and I'm bleeding, I broke open the scab, that's fine. So instead of just bolts, and this one's held up well, it has almost 200 hours on it. Tracks are still in good shape, everything works. There's not been a single issue. And I know in the last video you guys I pointed out the teeth, and I'm drawing a blank on the channel right now, but they pointed out the teeth and he tried them both ways and put them back to the original way. That's the way the manufacturer intended, but for this hard ground, I needed to be able to dig a smooth trench, and having this part protruding on the bottom side prevented me from doing that. So I've kept it this way, and for my application, or I guess for my friend's application, the teeth flipped around this way does work better, but that's neither here nor there. It's obviously much heavier built. You can see the difference in the steel thickness. And you guys are saying, oh, you're never going to get parts for it. You're never going to get parts for it. Everything on here is so simple. Both of these. You can go to any farm and home, go to freaking Napa. You can fix everything on these things. You could rebuild them off Amazon and have your parts in 24, 48 hours. Another top comment. Oh, you're supporting communists. You need to quit buying Chinese crap. Okay, let's start with throwing out your phone, your computer, your TV, probably all your Tupperware, your fridge, the list goes on. Most of your clothes, your Nikes, any designer clothes you enjoy. So, I mean, what is being an American if you're not $1 trillion in debt to China? So, there's that. But just going over the thing, welds aren't atrocious. It actually has a cylinder guard right here, which I haven't had to even use yet. What is this? I'm gonna go with 18-inch bucket. It's got side sweeps, whatever you want to call it on there. These teeth are like, it's teeth shanks and they're replaceable, so you could switch over to rock bits, whatever else. There is auxiliary hydraulics, and guys, keep in mind, I do this for a living, like run track hose, like not just little ones, but big ones too. Like I'm talking up to, you know, well over 100,000 pounds. So this is my livelihood. This is what I do. And I don't know how you turn on the auxiliary hydraulics. I referred to the manual. I checked it. There's no auxiliary hydraulic button. I have not figured out how you actually get them to work. That's weird. But there's actually grease fittings on everything. And, you know, it's got the rollers under there, had the tracks pop off. So I've put about 14 hours onto it up till this point. Here is the tools box. So, yep. Use and maintenance instructions, they are in words. So that is extremely helpful when you're trying to do things.
Not in Chinese.
Yes, there's words for all this. It's actually, you know, you should read through this. Got your engine information. It's a Perkins diesel, like I said, 25 horsepower. A grease gun that didn't have the proper stuff. You got a pipe wrench. I mean, you're taking off any sort of lines you need to. I went around and actually sized up everything that's on here. So with what comes in this toolbox, besides the fact they give you a grease gun with the wrong fitting, that's like the needle fitting on there. So of course that's not going to work. But if you got the right fitting,
yeah, that's good.
You have the world's cheapest grease gun. You got all your Allens right here. So if you go around and just start putting the wrench on things, you start to realize, you're like, okay, well, maybe not that size, that's a 22. You start going around and you're like, holy shit, they actually gave you all the tools to, if you blow a line or something, you got your not a toolbox, it's a tools box. It was very specific on there. So
I don't suggest you were in that tools box, were you?
I have worse adjustable wrenches. Price, you want to know the price? $14,500. There's a company in Tennessee, they have a deal with the manufacturer. You're not allowed to buy them outright. They have to go to auction. And I got it for $14,500. So I feel like I got a steal of a deal. So we're gonna put away our tools box. We're gonna show you guys the bonnet on this deal. And then we're gonna get into the cab. Oh yeah, baby. So it looks nice. It's simple. It's easy, it's simple. I haven't had any issues with it. You can feel it kind of breaking in a little bit. There's no emissions, just a muffler. Hasn't burnt any oil, I don't think. Oh no, that oil's still looking freaking good.
Perkins, baby.
It is cold-hearted. You do gotta hit the glow plugs for like 2 seconds for it to fire up. I don't know why it's cold-hearted like that, but the one thing, this line right here did pop off of it. I think it was just a loose hose clamp or something. It started blowing fuel everywhere, so just went back through and tightened those up. And you know, look, on anything that was done on the assembly line with tightening something down, it's not a bad idea to check on something like that. I mean, come on, I saved 40 grand compared to what one should cost, so there's gonna be a couple loose bolts. That's, I mean, I feel like that's fair.
Communist China.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, communist China. They, you know, they probably got beat to death over it. You know, that kid did. You know,
A lot of 8-year-olds worked their ass off making this thing.
oh yeah. So we're gonna give her a fair test here. Now let's get into the cab. This has already claimed 2 pairs of jeans, because when you go to get in or out, you're trying to wiggle in, it catches your fucking jeans right about here and it rips them wide open. So you gotta watch that.
Yeah,
Now,
if you
you're
just sit
probably
right
like,
on that joystick.
how's the heat and air conditioning in here? Well, it doesn't.
That's badass, baby.
Here's the, I mean, it moves some air, and you can turn the oscillation on or off, and you can open up your windows, which like to just slide back closed when you're swinging around. If you're trying to lean back and adjust your britches or whatever, this seat, it likes to, it's got the world's most uncomfortable seat. It really does. I mean, and this bar right here is right about where you would like to see a lot of the time. So, I mean, they could have done better on these pedals. If it was lower to the floor, that'd be great. I mean, a guy could finagle it to where the pedals were lower to the floor, because, I mean, it's not like clearance is an issue. Look at that.
They probably assumed 8-year-old Chinese kids were operating this.
If you're a Chinaman, this is perfect. You know, if we're going by, you know, average height by nation, you know. Gotta be careful with that stuff.
You get canceled.
Yeah. So, ISO joystick controls, fuel tank right inside the cab. Try not to spill any. You will get a headache in here. Fuel gauge on the controls. Hold on, this is like that.
Brand new.
So the fuel gauge is not hooked up to the tank, so these sight glasses are your fuel gauge. And I'm sure at some point the O-rings in there are going to get eaten away and start seeping, and that'll be kind of, you know, a replacement item.
Solid.
The windshield wiper, come on over here, Kay. Let me show you.
Yeah.
It's a little, how do I say this? It's supposed to, I think they mounted it a little, it should be, you know.
It's wiping the wrong windshield.
Right. I think that they might have, you know.
It could be wonky.
Your motor was this way, they thought it was that way, type of deal. Trapdoor, how you doing? That's because the hydraulic fill is also in the cab. Well, you don't want to be, how you gonna get a jug in here, right? So you just put your funnel out this little door, and yeah, your hydraulic filter's right here. So that's cool. You know, they really Really?
How easy is that filter to get to right there? Is it
Right here is not bad at all.
Oh yeah. No, not bad, not bad.
Filter element in there. You got your level gauge right there. Just look at the bubble. Look at the bubble, look at the bubble. Here's the other cool thing about this deal. So lights, I mean on the front, you got lots of lights. You got 3 LED lights on
Oh
this
man.
I mean, she ain't messing around.
Shoot, they gave you all 3.
Now go check out the back of this thing. They really took safety into consideration. Go take a look, you'll see what I mean.
Oh, you got your little strobe.
Yeah.
Shoot.
You got cab light. Now here's one of my main complaints though. I mean it has this high quality, you know, this has been kind of an issue since it's been here, you know.
That's the same headliner as my 95 Bronco.
Yeah, it's just a little bit. And it wasn't right it was like this when I got it, and I used a can of spray adhesive to put it back up there for the time being. So, you know, the HD headliner, you know, it leaves something to be desired.
That's hanging definition.
As well as the seat, and also for your power switch, off is on, and on is off. But to be fair, never mind. There's no excuse. There's a Chinese symbol on it as well as English. So, one thing is these are pilot controls. So if the machine's not on, it's not letting the controls drop. Unlike that when we're straight to a hydraulic valve. So it does make it a smoother machine. Let's check her out. Go back there and get it with
hers.
All right, guys, let's dig a hole. Oh man.
Dig that hole. Digging good. Oh yeah, a little struggle. That's okay.
Guys, now I'll tell you this about it. This is hard ground. Obviously I did this pond and everything, and my 50,000 pound Caterpillar had a hard time. Now the engine's still breaking in, it's still a little bit boggy, and it doesn't like all 3 functions at once, but 2 at a time, digging through this heavy ground, it does just fine. And so far I haven't been able to get it to overheat. I'm gonna try, but so far I haven't been able to. Next, let's go see how much weight this thing can really lift. Now we have the lifting test. We know what the little guy did. It was able to lift up what? Caleb, you were here for that one. Wasn't it like 700 pounds?
Oh yeah.
700 pounds over the blades. So we're gonna start with this bucket right here. We know the weights of all of these. There's weight tags on them. It's 695 pounds. So probably add another 15 to that. So we're gonna call it 700, 710. That's the first one we're doing. Let's see if she'll pick it.
Oh yeah.
Basically at an idle, no problem. All the way out, she's got her. Test 2, this is 1,350 pounds without any mud on it.
The old grapple.
got 1,800 pounds. Because the main boom cylinder doesn't want it, but the stick cylinder freaking lifts it like it's no problem. So hold on, what do we have? Oh, I have an idea.
Thinking what I'm thinking?
You know it's heavier than 1,800 pounds? 2,100.
That little guy right there.
Let's lift an excavator. Let's lift a Chinese mini excavator with a Chinese mini excavator. You in?
Hell yeah.
Let's fucking do it. All right, after 3 attempts at the rigging, let's see if she can do this.
Oh yeah.
Well, she didn't want to hold it, but she sure did it. That's about 2,200 pounds with everything on there. Not too shabby. Well, the ergonomics on that thing were terrible because it was at full reach, but at full reach over the blade, it picked up about 2,200 pounds, or another Chinese mini excavator. So I would call that a success. So here's what we're doing. What happens next is dependent on you guys. It could go a couple different ways. One, this video flops, nobody likes it. Okay, but if this thing does really well and we get close to 1 million views like the other Chinese mini excavator video, we will test this thing until failure. Not like failure like it won't do something anymore. Failure like boom. You know what I'm saying? So make sure to like, share, follow this. And if you haven't already, check out the link in the description to Dig It Supply Co. We are giving away a dozer at the end of the month, a John Deere 450H, like an actual dozer. Drawing for that's at the end of the month. Thank you guys for watching. See you soon.